You wake up tomorrow and someone tells you you're stuck in one room for the next 365 days. Not jail, not a hospital, just a room. Your room. And here's the part that should terrify you. Most people would adjust within 2 weeks. For real, bro, here, where we say what no one else will. Now before you close this tab thinking this is some boring social experiment video, shh. Stay with me because the actual psychology behind this is way darker than you think, and it says something about your life right now that you're not gonna like. Part 1. The room that breaks you or bails you. So let's set the scene properly. One room. Bed. Bathroom attached because we're not savages. Food delivered through a slot like you're in some weird hotel run by a government agency. No phone for the first 30 days. No internet. No windows that actually open. Just you and 4 walls for an entire year. Your brain's first reaction is panic. Actual panic. Studies on solitary environments show the first 72 hours are brutal. You'll check your hand for a phone that's not in it probably 40 times on day 1 alone. By day 10, something weird happens. You stop panicking and start performing. You'll catch yourself talking out loud explaining your day to nobody. You'll narrate, making a sandwich like there's a camera crew watching. There isn't. That's just your brain trying to manufacture an audience because humans cannot function without feeling watched. That right there. That's the first thing that should scare you. You don't actually crave freedom as much as you crave being perceived. Take away the room and just take away the eyes watching you and you fall apart faster than if you lost the space itself. Things are about to become much bigger than you expected. Part 2. The honeymoon's face nobody warns you about. Around week 3, something genuinely beautiful happens. You start sleeping better than you have in years. No notifications. No doom scrolling at 1 a.m. No comparing your living room to some influencer's living room. Your nervous system actually calms down because for the first time in your adult life, nothing is competing for your attention. People who've done extended isolation studies report this exact phase. They call it artificial peace. You start journaling. You start doing push-ups for no reason. You finally read that book that's been sitting on your nightstand for 2 years collecting dust and guilt. You start feeling proud of yourself. Genuinely proud. Like you finally became the disciplined person you always claimed you wanted to be on New Year's Eve, before immediately breaking that promise by January 4th. But here's the catch, and it's a nasty one. That peace isn't coming from inside you. It's coming from the absence of choice. You're not disciplined, you're just out of options. The second real freedom shows back up. That fake calm evaporates instantly because it was never built on anything real. It was built on a locked door. The thing helping you may also be hurting you. Part 3. The wall-less start talking back. By month 4, the room stops being neutral. It starts feeling personal. You'll develop weird relationships with objects. That water stain on the ceiling becomes a character in your internal monologue. You'll have opinions about it. Strong ones. Real isolation studies show people start assigning emotional weight to literally anything. A crack in the wall becomes the spot. The corner by the window becomes your thinking corner, even though there's nothing to think about that you haven't already thought about 11 times. Your memory starts misbehaving too. You'll remember conversations from 3 years ago with people you barely think about. Full conversations, word for word, popping up out of nowhere at 2 a.m. like your brain decided now's the time for a rerun. Some of those memories will hit harder than they should, because boredom doesn't create new feelings. It just gives old ones room to finally breathe. And here's the twist. Almost nobody predicts. You start missing arguments. Actual arguments. Conflict. Drama. The stuff you used to complain about constantly. The messy group chat. The annoying coworker. The relative who always overstays at dinner. Suddenly you'd trade a week of silence for 30 seconds of someone disagreeing with you about pineapple on pizza. You are now trapped inside something you thought you wanted. Part 4. The version of you that shows up month 7. This is the part of the experiment that gets genuinely uncomfortable. Around month 7, people stop performing entirely. No more narrating the sandwich making. No more pretend productivity. You just exist. Quietly. Almost too quietly. And this is where the self-sabotage shows up, right on schedule like clockwork, like it always does whenever a human gets handed too much unstructured time. You'll start avoiding the things that actually make the days bearable. You'll skip the journal entry you promised yourself you'd write. You'll stop doing the push-ups. Not because you're tired, because some part of you doesn't think you deserve the small win anymore. This happens constantly outside of rooms too. You'll have a free Saturday and instead of doing the one thing you've been wanting to do for months, you'll just lay there scrolling nothing, watching nothing, doing nothing. then feel weirdly guilty about doing nothing, which is somehow worse than actually doing something productive would have been. Ugh. Humans are professionally skilled at ruining their own peace the second nobody's forcing them to keep it. There is one final truth nobody saw coming. Part 5. What the room was actually chesting. Here's the theory reveal. And once you hear it, you're gonna replay this whole video differently. This was never actually about the room. The room was never the experiment. You were never being tested on isolation. You were being tested on identity. Who are you when nobody's watching? Nothing's demanding anything from you, and there's no external chaos to blame for how your day went. Most people genuinely don't know the answer. That's the uncomfortable part. Strip away the job titles, the notifications, the social performance, and what's left for a huge chunk of people is basically static. Not peace, not clarity, just static. And remember that thing from part 1? The way your brain kept performing for an invisible audience? Narrating your sandwich like someone was watching? That wasn't random. That was the whole point coming full circle. You weren't trying to escape the room this entire time. You were trying to escape being alone with yourself without something external to perform for. The room didn't create that problem. The room just turned the volume up on something that was already quietly running in the background of your real life the entire time. Every single day, notifications and noise just drowning it out efficiently enough that you never had to sit with it. Turns out the scariest room isn't the one with 4 walls and a food slot. It's the one in your head that you've been avoiding by keeping yourself busy enough to never actually walk into it. Damn. That changes everything, doesn't it? Anyway, drop a comment telling me you'd survive this easily, and then explain why you can't even sit in a waiting room for 10 minutes without opening your phone 4 times. I genuinely want to read you contradicting yourself in real time. It's better entertainment than the video, honestly. And if this somehow didn't make you subscribe, that's fine.